Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice for Radio. So today we need to take a look at some random promos which are going silly. You see, I checked in the other day on Pikachu with grey felt hat. This was the promo that was given out at the Van Gogh Museum for that wonderful collaboration Pokémon did over in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. And this is a card, right? When it came out, it was around about $100 card. And it got re-released a bunch of times and given out in different ways. And it was, for a while, it was fluttering somewhere around 100. I mean, honestly, we had quite a long period. Honestly, most of this past year, it was sitting down at around about $100. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, okay, cool, it's a $100 card. Like, it's a bit expensive, but Pokemon did a pretty good job of making this available in a bunch of different ways. So, yeah, I understand not everyone that wanted it was able to get it, and I know there were some disappointed people. Not saying that for a second. But I am saying that a lot of people, anecdotally, most people that I know that wanted this card were able to get hold of it. It was made available on the Pokémon Center. It was around and about for a while. And then I checked TCG Player this morning. It's a $300 card. That is ridiculous. And the thing about this card is, because it was pretty widely available, there's quite a lot of data. We got almost 1,200 sales on TCG Player. There's been a bunch of sales above $300. Yeah, this card has absolutely exploded. But then again, it kind of makes sense. Because the thing to remember is that this card isn't coming back. Like, this was a phenomenal collaboration. I thought it was brilliant. I went to the opening of the museum. It was amazing. It was brilliant. But this, the actual collaboration, the actual exhibit ended in January 2024. We're now in February 2025. So we can kind of be pretty clear at this point that this card isn't coming back. And it did come back a bunch of times. There were a bunch of, it's now on the Pokémon Center. It's coming back in shops in the Netherlands. This happened a few times. But that was a while ago now. This card isn't coming back. It's actually become one of the most expensive promo cards we actually see in the Scarlet and Violet era. In fact, realistically, there's only a couple of promo cards in Scarlet and Violet which are higher. They're the World's promos. I'm assuming we all kind of figured that one, right? The World's promos are higher. Whether you're talking about the English version or the staff version, whatever, these ones are higher. So, the Paradise Resort that we got in Yokohama or the one that we got over in Hawaii this past summer, obviously those cards are higher, yeah? But generally speaking, that's about it. We don't see any other Scarlet and Violet promos up at this level. It's a little bit absurd. But this then did get me thinking, well, hang on a second. What else is there? Are there a bunch of other random Scarlet and Violet promos which have jumped up in price? And the answer is, yeah, there's a bunch. And they fit into different categories. And the first category, which probably shouldn't surprise anyone, Pokémon Center exclusive Elite Trainer Box promos. I'm looking at Snorlax right now. The Snorlax from 151 has gone, a year ago, we're looking at a $35 promo, which, to be fair, is only a little bit less than the cost of the Elite Trainer Box. It's now $167. And this is another card. This isn't coming back. You might be able to find the odd 151 Elite Trainer Box out in the wild. Maybe there are some stores that are there. Maybe there's a random restock. I'm not saying there will be. I'm saying that's, at least within the realms of possibility. However, we're not getting the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer Box back. That's only sold on the Pokemon Center. They come and go. And sometimes we get restocks on or just after the release of the set. 151 has been gone for a while. That's Scarlet and Violet 2A. We're on to Scarlet and Violet 9 soon. That one ain't coming back. I mean, again, they always could come back. But the overwhelming likelihood, based on everything we've seen before, is, yeah, this one's not coming back. So, yeah, it's a $170 promo, and yeah, that looks way too high. But actually, when are we getting this back? Like, if you're not going to buy it secondhand, what are you going to do? Go and buy the Elite Trainer box? And if you can find it for a decent price, you absolutely should. I just don't think you're gonna. And we could kind of keep going with this little train, because the next biggest one we see here, that's your Charmander. The Charmander from the Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box. And that one's not quite as high. That one's only $140. Bearing in mind the Elite Trainer box itself was $60. So the box of everything else and all the promos and all of that, yeah. That was a $60 box. Now we're looking at $140 for the promo. But the thing is, and Obsidian Flames wasn't a big set. Like Snorlax, at least we can look at it and go, yeah, 151 was a huge set. Obsidian Flames wasn't. Obsidian Flames was, in the end, a smaller and more underwhelming, or less whelming? However you want to phrase it, it wasn't a set which really set the Pokemon world on fire. It was fine, but it wasn't a big set like a bunch we've had. It wasn't a big set like 151. However, it's a Charmander promo. It's a Charmander promo with a Pokemon Center stamp, and remember, that's the big thing here. They're not the regular versions, they are the versions from the Elite Trainer boxes with the Pokemon Center stamp. And it's a Charmander. It's one that kind of went away a while ago, and it's one that we don't expect to be coming back anytime soon. And you add that all together and you go, oh, yeah. It's a really sought-after card of a really popular Pokemon. And like I've been saying for a little while now, these just ain't coming back. Like, I suppose it's possible that we get a new run of Pokemon Center exclusive Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer boxes, but I don't think we're gonna. There are a bunch of others, by the way, that fit in here, but it's the Charmander and the Snorlax that are the really big ones. There are a few other Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box promos which have jumped up lately, but we're focusing on the biggest ones here, and these are the two biggest ones. But there is one other Pokemon Center stamped card which has become a very big card, and this is Squirtle. Now, Squirtle was not an Elite Trainer box promo. It was actually a promo that was given away when you bought an ultra premium collection of 151 from the Pokemon Center. Buy it from the Pokemon Center at retail, and you get yourself this Squirtle promo for free. That was a $120 box with a bunch of 151 stuff. This promo is now more expensive than the box was on release. Obviously, the box is gone now. But here's the thing. I covered this and I tweeted about it and I talked about it in videos. There were restocks of this Pokemon Center exclusive Ultra Premium Collection bundle with a promo. It came back into stock. And look back at the graph on TCG Player here. You can see exactly when it happened. It's rocking around about a $90 promo, drops down to a $70-ish promo, and then climbs back up again. But we had a restock, and it was wonderful, and I love that we had a restock. I don't think there's another restock coming. I mean, and just to be clear, right, if there is another restock that happens, it's going to be ridiculously popular. Because not only will we get this promo, which is worth as much as the box, but 151 as a set now has gone absolutely crazy. This ain't coming back. And there's a real theme we're seeing from these promos I've shown you so far. You know, Squirtle's very popular. It was a promo that wasn't available for long. It was a very specific way to go and get it. And oh yeah, it's not coming back now. Now, one of the weirder ones for me is the Greninja. One of the coolest promos we've had, let's be clear. This is one of the very coolest promos we've had, not just in the past couple years, but ever. Yeah. If you go back 6 months ago, it was a $9 promo. It's now a $34 promo. And look, this is not expensive like a bunch of the other cards on this list. It's not up there with the ones I've just shown you. But this box wasn't much more than this. And it came with the promo and all the packs and all of that. And yeah, this is gone now. It was in the special illustration collection from Shrouded Fable, and this is long sold out. I actually got this and the Kingdra one for my birthday. Mother-in-law and brother-in-law were like, oh, what should we get you for your birthday? And I'm like, I don't know, these. And they did. And I'm currently incredibly happy that they did, because this is getting out of your price range. And the problem is, now that we've gotten to the point where these cards are actually jumping up in price, it means the boxes are basically never going to be cheap again. Because why would they be? For what it's worth, the Kingdra, exact same thing happening. Not quite to the same level. It's a $23 card, but this was like a $7 card back in October. Which in October was not that long ago. And now all of a sudden we're sitting here and we're looking at a $23 card. Kingdra is not popular on the level of Greninja. That's why, incidentally, Greninja is more expensive. But make no mistake about it, there were opportunities to pick this box up. You know, my brother-in-law and mother-in-law picked it up for just below retail. And that was back at the end of September. Well, now we're here in February. Both of these are going up. Speaking of promos that nobody wanted and are now exploding, the Mew, which actually came in that 151 Ultra Premium collection that came with the Squirtle. I'm so glad I picked one of these up from the Pokemon Center, because if you go back a year, this was a $5 promo. This Mew was a $5 promo. And I said at the time, and I'm sure, I don't know exactly where, I'm not digging it out, that would take too long. But if anyone can remember, I'd love to get a timestamp. Because I told you this Mew was undervalued. I told you this Mew was ridiculously cheap. And it made no sense. And it didn't make any sense. Not when, like, the Mew from Paldean Fates was absolutely exploding as one of the biggest cards in the Scarlet and Violet era, to then have this coming along, same card, also brilliant artwork, but it came in an ultra premium collection, so it's got no value. Well, it's got value now, hasn't it? And this is another one that's only going to go up. That ultra premium collection isn't coming down anytime soon. It's not being made any more available. And sure, it's only $33, which again seems very cheap. But it was $5 a year ago. And honestly, it was $6 back in September. It has rocketed up lately, and I don't think it's coming back down. And remember, you could have got this and the Squirtle plus everything else for $120. The 151 Ultra Premium Collection was not a product that sold out immediately on the Pokemon Center. It stayed in stock for a while. Anyone remember the other card, incidentally, that was in that collection? The Mewtwo illustration rare. Now, that might only be like an $11 card now, but a year ago it was $1. It was literally $1 a year ago. So you look at it now and it's like, well, you know, it's just under $11. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's like 11 times what it was a year ago. It's another example of, oh, yeah, that card was super readily available. And this happens with products quite a lot. The product is readily available, so the promo is super cheap. But nobody bothers picking up the promo because, it's readily available, it's super cheap, nobody cares. And then the product goes out of stock. And you'll notice the last few promos I've showed you were all promos that were available in products that were not selling out instantly. But now they are gone, it is going and going and going and going and going. The funny thing is, the one I want to show you just to finish off here, because I do think this one's really interesting. The Charizard that was in the Paldean Fates tins. These tins were just impossible to get hold of. These tins were not available anywhere. Nobody could find these tins in stock. These tins were gone because they had a Charizard promo in. And look, I'm sure in the future it's going to go up more. But right now, like a year ago, it was a $6 card. It's now a $10 card. It's gone up, don't get me wrong. But this is one of all the ones I've shown you. This was the one that was like super hyped. And, you know, the amount of stores I went in where, they've got the Iron Treads and the Great Tusk tins. But no. The Tin Charizard, that's long gone. Yeah, it's not even a $10 card yet. And I find it funny that all these other cards are jumping up so much. And yet this Charizard that was just horrendously hyped up nobody really cares. I'm sure it'll go up again in the future, don't get me wrong. Right now, nobody really cares. Right, that's it. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these cards. Did you pick any of these up? Do you regret not picking them up? I can actually tell you, I got every card on this list. And it's not because I was desperately trying to collect. It's because my Japanese collection is my main collection. And my English collection is random cards I think are cool. And I thought all these cards were cool. Actually, that's a lie. The only card I've shown you I don't have is the Paldean Fates Charizard tin because I didn't care enough to go and search it out. And I weirdly pulled that card in Japanese. So I've got the Japanese version, but not the English. Hey ho, I've told you what you need to know now, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Evan Parker, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.